watching Scandal. I said, it's a scandal. I'm not watching. It's a scandal. I'm not watching. Come on at 10 o'clock at night. I'm in the bed. I gotta wake up and make my scandal become a reality. This is a scandal. I can't watch this. So I'll go home and say, Scandal was great. But I did Scandal on my time on my way to Australia. I didn't do Scandal when I'm trying to catch Jim Rohn. I didn't do Scandal where I'm trying to learn from John Maxwell or from my friend Les Brown. I'm not watching Scandal. So you got to do me a huge favor. And I'm asking you a favor. When you leave today, I want you to look at some things that you're doing. The 30% now, or the 20%, or the 10%. Now I'm gonna need you to let it go.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought about your blood flow?
Seen a lot, and I just was like, yo, I don't want that no more. And so what are the things that stop men from being successful? And I saw it. Females was one. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, it just seemed like, and still, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. It's like, yo, it just seemed like, bro, see, my father had multiple kids by multiple women. You know, I got a sister I found out, you know, when I was older that I had that's only a few months younger than me. You know what I'm saying? She might be 9 months. Like, I was just like, yo, bro, I'm not disrespecting my family. Everybody got to go through their whatever. But I was like, yo, I don't want that life no more. Like, I don't want to lose. So I started looking at power, egos. A lot of dudes fail because of their ego. You know, they can't be the two-man. They can't serve nobody else, you know, and then money. You know what I'm saying? I just saw this people would just get money. Like, I grew up in Motown. So these young dudes would come great musicians and end up smoking crack or cocaine and just losing their mind. You look at Marvin Gaye, you know, Al Green, you know, the life he had, Sam Cooke, like some of the most talented people, Michael Jackson even, Whitney Houston. And I just started realizing, like, yo, if you don't deal with your demons, they ain't going nowhere. They not gonna stay in the closet. Right. And so I was like, yo, E, you gotta discipline yourself. I started looking at Mother Teresa, Gandhi, and I was like, yo, bro, Gandhi would go fast from sex. And he was married. He would fast from talking. You know, I just started watching these great people. And was like, yo, these people fast. And not about fasting. Like, that's not the piece, but they were very disciplined people. And they would not allow their exterior world to dominate or destroy their internal world. I just like, yo, I want to get to a place where I can control me. My family members have grown. I lost an uncle, cirrhosis of the liver, brilliant man, but just drinking. And I was like, yo, I do not want to. My father was a substance abuser for years. I was like, yo, I don't want a life where something else is controlling me. So, like, real, when I left home and said, I don't want to be controlled no more, like, I meant that. Like, I don't want nothing to control me but me. And so I got to put myself under extreme discipline to make sure I'm free. So when people see me, you get up at 3, you don't drink, you don't smoke. I'm not doing that because I think I'm better than nobody else, or I think you're going to go to hell because you had a drink. I want to control, I want freedom. And for me, disciplining myself means more freedom. And the less you discipline yourself, people who, I told my son the other day, I was like, yo, son, I don't not want you to have fun. I just seen a history of people who just have fun. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year. They're the people who
Thursday night, Friday night.
Oh, man, every night. Yeah. They're the people who end up in their 20s having a great deal of fun, but in their 40s and 50s, they working for somebody, and I'm not saying nothing wrong with cleaning toilets, but they doing something they don't want to do for the rest of their life, and they can't retire because they played so much. You know, so for me, I just look at Venus and Serena, Michael Jackson, when he used to, like, 5 and 6 just dancing all night. I just think the more a man disciplines himself, the greater, it don't mean it's going to happen, but the greater the probability that he has this sense of freedom. And I will say this. The one thing I enjoy is that now where I am, this don't mean that when you're 20, you're 30, you're 40. I never knew I would be who I am. But I'm grateful that I disciplined myself the way I did, because some of the issues I could have as one of the top motivational speakers in the world, I don't have those issues. And let me tell you something. I'm around more temptation now than I have ever been in my life. And we're not just talking about women. We're talking about opportunities. We're talking about power. We're talking about, bro, I got a call, and I won't say names because I know you know how you are, but I got a call this week from 2 or 3 people that top in their industries. And it's just like, yo, the people I coach and the people so I'm grateful that I'm disciplined, because I can see if I wasn't disciplined with the exposure that I have around the world, I could get myself in a lot of trouble right now if I wasn't.
Is it something, let me ask you this. So is it something now that is just routine, the discipline, or do you still have to have it in your conscious
I'm still a man every day.
Yeah.
I got to wake up in the morning. I am not past still being a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to make that clear.
Yeah,
You feel me? Like, I'm not robot where I get up every day, and now I've gotten to a point where women are not attracted to me. With certain personalities, I'm not there, bro. I'm not there where I see chicken and don't want to eat fried chicken. Right. I'm not there. I still like the way chicken tastes. Yeah. I don't have a vegan heart.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I don't have a vegan mindset.
Yeah.
I just know that my wife got MS and I want to help her out. Yeah. But I don't see chicken and go, that's disgusting. Right. They're killing some chicken was murdered. We should not kill chicken. Yeah. I'm not on that. I'm on, my wife shouldn't be eating fried food and she don't eat rotisserie chicken, you know. So no, I have to get up every day, and it's a battle every single day to do right. So if you see ET cuss somebody out on the street level, you know that I'm human and I had a bad day. But I figure if I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and get through this routine, the probability of me not going off is greater. But it don't mean I'm not gonna have a bad day. It just means if I follow my routine.
Yes, let me tell you something. Hey. Good morning to you. Hey, listen, to you all out there. So some takeaways, of course. ET is always on point, and it's always a great opportunity to share his information. Give me 1 second. I want to bring something up real quick. I'm gonna put that in the background. Good morning out there, social media world. I said the second half of what I was doing, I would go live. Good morning, Tasha. Good morning, Miss Jackie. Oh, yeah. So, a lot of takeaways for what ET talked about this morning. How much do you want to change? And so, up early in the morning, so that I can decide. Let's see if I could get a virtual going. I probably can't. Well, it's not bad. Better than what I had going on. Gotta get this green thing going on back here. Yeah. So, how much do you want to change? So I wake up. I created this, this whole early morning rise deal, as I stated on yesterday, because I wanted to make a change. And how much of that change I think is really important for me to get to my end goal, to my end result. And so I would ask you, how much do you want to change? And then what are you doing? What are you implementing in your life to actually make that change? Sometimes when we talk about making change, we actually do things that are easy. So it doesn't really cause us it doesn't really push us into, or it doesn't really challenge our being to do better. And so the changes that we make, you don't get good results, even though you say, well, as he stated, let's say it in reference to food, okay? You want a more healthier lifestyle. So instead of doing making some changes in the type of foods you use to prepare, you still use the same foods and eat less portions. So you have to really ask yourself, did you really make a change? Or did you eliminate what you're trying to get rid of so that you don't have that appeal no more, and replace it with something even better, but have that same taste, right? So my change, how much do I want to change? I knew that early morning was a big challenge for me. It's a big challenge for me. And as he stated, I'm still a woman. And so I would, and I'm still human. So, sleeping in is a desire, right? And so it's something that really surfaces every morning. So it is a challenge every morning. So as my Battle 3D says, the dynamic 3D, one of his values is discipline. And ET said it. You have to discipline yourself every day, every day. And so for me, I have to discipline myself, and I set my alarms, and I set it twice. And I spoke with Ms. Jackie about this yesterday. I have to set it 10 minutes prior to the 10 minutes. Because to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late. That's a military cliche we say all the time. To be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late. And so I always want to make sure I am on time and early, because I know that others rely on me. Even though I rely on you for support to get me through and get my physical transformation on point, you rely on me to be where I said I'm going to be on time, and that's to be early. So how much are you changing? Ms. Jackie, you want to talk? You go. Nope, you don't want to say anything. You on mute? Unmute. Hit the little audio. There you go.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Being early and being on time thus far, but I'm here. I like things that I don't know. There's a few things I want to change. I need to get better at my commitment to myself.
Yes.
And my discipline to myself. It's hard when nobody tells you, and you gotta discipline yourself, like you said. Like if you have a partner, you could say that partner would say, babe, don't do that. You're not, that's not in the program. But when you don't, it's harder to discipline yourself, I think, than to discipline somebody else.
Yes.
Self-discipline is very hard, period. I'm just gonna go with that.
It is. And you said it right. It is much easier. It is much easier because you actually will prepare better, even though you do it subliminally, even though you know what to do on your own. It's just like it just makes it easier, and you don't want to disappoint nobody else, and so you automatically do it. So I definitely understand what you're saying.
Thank you.
When you say that, yes, I do. So me flying solo as well, and that's why I had to get to a place to say, okay, that's fine, but as ET stated, his wife has MS. She's in pain a lot. Some things she need to be done. So he had to get up early, 3 a.m. in the morning, to prepare so he could be there for his wife, And like he said, temptation is not gone. I'm still a man. I'm still attracted to things. So I have to discipline myself because I love my wife. So you have to discipline yourself because you love you.
That's it. That's it.
So I have to do it. And this is my way of doing it. One of the other takeaways from the video, he said, the guy asked him, how much does he charge? And he said, I charge 10,000. And he said, how that's working for you? And ET said, it's working fine. Everybody wants me, they're booking me. He said, then that's a problem. Woo-hoo. Listen, you talk about value, baby. He said it's a problem, because that means you too attainable, you increase it to 100,000. He went times the amount. And when the 10,000 came, he said, now you could negotiate. Oh man, listen, that is a crush that I have, because I know that I'm worth, oh my goodness, information that I've gathered over the years from working this place, that place, and gathering all that, packaging it, observing it, wanting to put it into a program that actually works for people, and I know that I could do a really, really good job with it. And then I kind of get shy with it because I'm like, people are not gonna play, but it's not about what you think they're gonna do. It's about putting yourself out there for what you are worth, and then you can negotiate along the way. And man, let me tell you, that one right there hit home for me in more ways than none. In more ways than what you think. Then he talked about and I've done this long time ago, and it's really interesting to always go back and listen to that video. When I was, he said, the guy told him to create a program, because he said, what are you doing? He said, I'm writing books and I'm speaking. And he was like, that's bringing in peanuts. Give that book away, create a program. Listen, I remember doing music artists, and check this out, Miss Jackie and Tasha. So it's my first time. I never managed music artists before. And I had met someone before I had left active duty military in Georgia, in Hinesville, Georgia, that was a music artist. That when he told his story, he said how he went to training, right? And he took himself out of the audience of what he was singing to, and he went and trained in a crossover audience in that had training. So I didn't know years later that I would be in this same arena. So when I started doing it, I did the same. I said, okay, I remember what this guy said. Terry Newsom was his name. He's a gospel music artist. So I looked up some trainings, and I've ran across Gospel Music Association at the Dove for the Dove Awards. And so I took this group of young men down in Nashville. It was a 7-day, 3 to 5 day training, I think it was. And I learned so much. So what I did was I had my notebook and my pen, and I watched while they were out, because they were training. I wasn't training because I wasn't the artist, but I was participating. I got to sit in all the sessions. So I went to every session that was going on. One went to this one went to that one. And I brought 2 other people with me, and what I tasked them to do, we separated, and I wanted them to take notes on each of those trainings. And I came back and I put together a training for music artists, a developmental artist training. And we used to train at the library down in Columbia on Assembly Street. And we, in the rooms, because we had a nonprofit, we got the rooms for free. And so I used to get in there, and we had 3-hour trainings on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning. They thought I had lost my mind. They were so appreciative of it later on in life, because other artists weren't really getting that type of training, right? And I remember going to Universal. We meet with a representative from Universal for music. And the guy talked about he wanted to put them through development training. I was so proud of myself, because I had already prerequisite on an introductory level, because of course Universal, and they are much advanced. And so I had already kind of prepared them for what to expect later on. And I was so appreciative. So yes, that is so important. And even now when I teach businesses, especially those who in the nonprofit world or who in the for-profit, and they're looking to create successors, or they're trying to hire people, we have training programs. My friend Chanisa, she has an employability and readiness training program. My friend Dr. Johnson, he has the reentry preparation to be prepared, or something like that. But anyway, it's an employment training program for those who have been recently incarcerated. I have the training program for small businesses. So you see where I'm going with that? So that was a high five, that I do understand what he meant, what he's saying in reference to that, the training programs. So for you, Miss Jackie, for you, Tasha's into special needs transportation. So if they get to a point and they're looking to hire people, they have to come up with some kind of training program so that they can make sure that they get the most quality individuals. Or if those individuals don't have skills, but they have good heart, they're good workers, then you train them to the culture of your company so that they can actually operate your company the same way you do. See how that works? So you come up with, and you're supposed to have training anyway, because you got to talk about sexual harassment, sexual assault, consideration of others, customer service, safety, you see, and you package that in a small little 8 to 10 hour, 12-hour, whatever training that you could provide to people. And so in this capacity, you guys are entrepreneurs and you offer products or services. And so that's how your program will come about. Or if someone else wants to start a business like yours, Ms. Jackie, and you want to be lucrative and make extra money, you create a training program around how it actually works, from purchasing the cart, to buying the products, to setting up, to timing, from what it takes to prepare in the morning, to get out and execute that actual business, to actually break down, to storage. That's a whole process.
I love it. And people come to me all the time to like, how do you start this? And I send them to DHEC when I should have the program to show them how to do it, because I got all the same information that DHEC has.
So when you schedule out your time, you start participating in my Tuesday evening classes, and we put your training program together.
I'm in. So you said small business class. I ain't see that.
Yes. And so now in your age, you will have somebody working for you to really do what you're doing with the stuff, while you also have another stream of revenue coming by just training. And don't despise trying to have 100 people in your classes, because it takes brain power to train. Yes. 1 to 3, 3 to 5. Trust me, I've been there. I've done that. When I started training this, and I just put it out to the masses, I had 25 people out the gate, and I didn't even know these folks. They just new people.
People keep coming to me, and I keep saying, "Oh, I want to get a car. I want to do this," because they're very expensive right now, as a matter of fact. But I want to do the training.
Yeah. So we put that together. So that was very lucrative art. And then, so if you're going to train, guess what? You got to discipline. Back to that again. You got to discipline, because guess what? When you put your trainings together, you put your material, it takes time, it takes energy. So that means whatever you're doing, right, you have to be prepared to actually do that. I'm meeting with someone this evening. Guess what? We getting ready to train, right? I picked up another client. So these early mornings is very important to me. What I'm putting in my body for nutrition, meals, is very important to me. That CMOS is very important, because I have to be ready to be on my way. Get my meal preps from Ashley is very important. Discipline, so that you are able to do that, to train. They say, don't just have fun. So if you're just spending a whole lot of time enjoying life, having fun, guess what? When it's later on in life, when you hit your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and your 70s, you're going to find yourself still working to max capacity. Why? Because you were too busy turning up, spending all your profits, and now later on, you still got to hustle and bustle, and you got to monitor your kids and your grandkids and all these extra people, and you're tired and you're worn out. And
I like my CMOS set straight.
Yeah, baby, go and show that CMOS off, right? It says, don't just have fun. Don't have fun and play so much in your early years and then have to work so hard in your latter years. Yes, very, very, very important point, right? So ET is in the stage. He trains. He have training. He have his little university going on. My friend Lester, he just went through ET's training. He's a master. Got his he's also a life coach and all that stuff. And so he speaks. He's also into Reentry Path to Redemptions. Does a phenomenal job. He gave me a call. Yo, sis, it's time to put that in the book, baby. What you doing? I'm calling you. I want to encourage you. I heard your story. I watched your 60 days. Okay. I'm watching your transformation. Somebody needs to hear what you got to say. You could help others get through their situation. I was in physical therapy on yesterday. My first therapist, she came off maternity. She see me. She was like, "Oh my goodness, What are you doing? Girl, you better keep up the good work. Like, whatever you doing, listen, you about to be the poster child of therapy. We're going to need you to come in here and talk to everybody who comes to therapy and show them how it works. Like, when you work out, you reduce your pain. If you reduce your pain, you could do activities. It doesn't mean that you're going to dismiss everything in your life. You're still going to have trials and tribulation from whatever injury you went through, from whatever mental things you got going on. But guess what? You have to work on them so that you can still have some type of active lifestyle. Don't be so on edge to be compensated that you are dying every day, because you're dying anyway. But get active enough so that you can manage and control your lifestyle so that you can still be of some use to yourself. And that's all I want to do.
And have some independence.
Yes. And be able to do some things, right? And so in order to do that, it is consistently, as Dr. Eric Thomas says, it has to be daily. It has to be daily, okay? In order to be daily, you have to reduce temptation. And in order to reduce temptation, you got to stay out of environments or stay away. You can't stay. Let me back that up, because it comes to you regardless, right? It's in your face every day, but you have to just get disciplined. Dynamic 3D all day, every day. When discipline meets determination, you create development in your lifestyle.
Oh, that's 3D.
You know it, baby.
Wait a minute. Dynamic 3D is, say that again. You should say that more often.
When discipline is created in your life, determination will lead you to development.
There you go.
All day, every day.
Yeah, you should say that more often.
Yes.
Because we just hear dynamic 3D. You just broke it down. Thank you. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, there it is. Right? So you discipline. Listen to me, early morning chatters out there. You gotta get disciplined. Peace, power, and profit to anybody who's listening to me out here in social media land. It actually works if you work it. You gotta do it. Dr. E.T. says every day. You have to control. Guess what? We are in day 9 of my 30-day workout training. Day 9. So do you think that you guys don't get to see us when we're training on our physical piece in the mornings, because I have to respect the privacy of the ladies who are on the Zoom? But you get to get the motivational side. Trust me, we're working. They're being led by someone who has an injury. So my pursuit to drive and push forward motivates them not to stop. Let me say that again. My drive in my current state, in my injured state, pushes those who are supporting me to keep going to not stop. Because if you stop, you end up where I am. That's powerful. Listen,
wow.
You talk about being amongst, having a challenge. I don't have anything to challenge me. I don't know what to do. Try participating in our 6 a.m. physical training and being led by someone who is injured and have to work hard to get through those exercises. And you see the determination on my face, giving you the motivation that you cannot stop. Because if I can grind at 6 a.m., it should be easy for you to encourage yourself, inspire yourself, and motivate yourself to push and drive on. And so my early morning rise gives me the opportunity to get through the day. So I can't overwhelm myself with other organization and activities outside what I've already created a small window of timeline to be able to do. And lately I've been going to sleep in the evenings because I got to get up in the morning. And so someone called me last night. I think it was like 8:30. Hey Mo, can you make sure you send this, honey? I fell asleep. I have something to do in the morning. I'll get you after 9 o'clock. You have to give yourself the opportunity to be great, as 3D was saying. You can't be great participating and not taking care of your own well-being. And I had to get there. I'm just for everybody else. I'm meeting demands, deadlines. Oh my goodness, just there. And then my whole physical being was being diminished because I didn't keep the discipline that I had gained in the military or from participating in these basketball programs of getting up early in the morning, taking care of your physical being, then implementing things that you need to do later. I didn't keep that discipline. And so because I didn't keep that discipline, guess what? I failed physically. Now I'm working on getting it back. I'm loving my results. I really am. But guess what? I had to learn that it was daily because I had a trainer before. And when my trainer had to go off and do his entrepreneurship duties or whatnot, I fell off. Why? Because I relied so much on his presence, his support, his program that I did create a program within myself when he was no longer available. So I fell completely off. And there goes the wheelchair. Not because my first trainer didn't do a great job, it's because I didn't do my part.
To carry through.
Yes. And so now I've learned with my second trainer that once, and 3D has this, that's why it's cool. So if anybody get the opportunity to participate in Dynamic 3D fitness program, the 3Ds, the determination, the discipline, him working out with you, hands-on, pushing you through the max to get you to the determination stage is where you actually grinding and beating him where you're supposed to be on time, getting it in, ready, motivated to get into the discipline side of the house that he can be present and turn away and you still be able to do. And then to the point that I got this, I can do this on my own now. I'm on my lifestyle. Not to keep you, to continue to take your dollars so that he could be hands-on, but to get you through those 3 stages so now you could go out and be great.
Yes.
And be great. When discipline meets determination, it would develop. When discipline meets determination, it will create development in your life. And you'll be developed. You'll have those results. You have those outcomes. And to add that into my own purpose and my own values, you're able to communicate, you'll be consistent, and you'll be committed to what you need to do. You'll be able to communicate, meaning you could write down your goals, your strategies, your objectives. You'll be consistent with it. Get up every morning, 6 o'clock, do what you got to do, prepare yourself for the day, and then you'll be committed. It will become a everyday deal. As E.T. said, you have to do it every day. You have to take control, and then you got to get through it because you are enough. You are enough.
And all that equals success.
Say it again.
All that equals success.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So peace, power, and profit to you all out there. Hey, we'll be back on Monday. I'll give you guys my last 30 minutes of our motivational mornings. And then guess what? We'll be all over. So get motivated, baby. Again, when discipline meets determination, you will develop. You will develop to be able to communicate not just to yourself, but to somebody else to create transformational wealth. You will be consistent, right? And when you're consistent, you tend to do things and create good habits for yourself, and you'll be committed to not just, as we talked about on yesterday, Miss Jackie and I, not just to gain the wealth for yourself, but having enough to give to others. And that's where we're headed, baby. We're headed to the top. because we're looking for greatness, we're looking for success, but overall, we're looking to be happy and fulfilled within our own being. Peace, power,